regardless. So if you can confirm for that. Oh, it doesn't look like we're streaming, perhaps.
So laggy behind. So okay, I guess.
Are we good? I'm gonna just pretend we're good and move forward until Father tells me otherwise. So, hello and welcome back to the Rat of the Broken Chalice, and welcome to Sarah as well, our new contender, so to speak. Uh, do we'll do introductions in the actual campaign, right? For the
Okay,
characters
okay, we can definitely
and all of that. Um, I'd be happy to just sort of like jump straight into things, if that's all right with everyone.
well, the other also is the podcast side of things to describe what we're doing. Now,
I see. All right, I need to come up with this on the spot. Um, what is there to introduce?
well, we're a concept here is we're using the D&D sessions to create the storyline for an animation series. So if you're out there when participating in this, you're joining us in the creation of hopefully what will be a fantastic endeavor.
Ah, fantastic. 'Cause it's fantasy.
I get it. I get it.
There you go. All right, it was a very funny joke. Congratulations. Um, okay. Is that
So yeah, okay, good enough for now.
good? No, I'll come up with a an actual like written intro script for the next time. Caught me on the spot with that. But back to the campaign. 1 week ago, the five of you had undergone your first unsupervised mission and acquired an odd scroll closed by a druidic wax seal. It was a grueling first mission. Emily came out like that, a little bit battered, but miraculously energized. And Dibble came out, miraculously still alive. I think something that we were all surprised by. Disappointingly, the scroll was handed off to Sir Arland, and you haven't seen it since. Less disappointingly, the Yatagarasu, which, if we all remember, is the military company you're a part of, were called back to the primary eastern barracks, where you would then receive 2 weeks' rest. A fact that became all the more tantalizing as you struggled to keep pace with the rest of the Yatagarasu during the week-long march back. But after 7 days of incessant walking, you have finally arrived at the eastern barracks and manned within the small town of Rest. Though the occupying military presence has led to a large ballooning tent town to sprawl out from the generally quaint village. Though, luckily for you, you are under Arlen's employ, and though that does come with its own set of tribulations, you can at least find solace in the fact that you don't have to share in the other soldiers' distraught of crowded tent housing and hard wet floors. No, 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 no. With Arland, he had an entire longhouse built just for your company, each soldier given their own bed with thick quilts and feathered pillows, as well as a private chest for personal belongings. The actual animal squads even have their own private quarters, something you're all looking forward to once the rat squad quarters are built.
Oh
Now,
wait, we don't actually get the quarters.
well, not yet. You just got back, all right? Give him time to get the paperwork through. Now, none of you have had any proper home for quite some time now. Some of you, I don't think you've ever had a place you could probably call home. And so this longhouse, though not perfect, is the closest you've had since. Emily, though the building is massive and dense with life and activity, You have no problems finding your bed. As always, when you return, your bed is the one right next to the exploded bed. The quilt torn to thousands indiscernible shreds, the pillow completely absent with only a pile of feathers to ever prove its presence. You hear an irritated growl next to you from your bed neighbor. Emily, I swear to Sola herself, if I ever catch that rat, I'm going to kill it.
Uh, well, if you were to kill my rats, then I would just have to kill you.
That, well, you know what? With a bed like this, maybe that's the best outcome. Just as that said, out of the pile of feathers jumps out a small little rat. And I'm going to hand the reins to you, Emily, on what your rat looks like and how it behaves.
My little rat named Scraps. He is a little brown rat with a light gray underside and a black bum. He's very cute. He's like yay big. And he just scampers up to me, and I put my arm down, and he curls up my arm onto my shoulder. And give him little scritches.
Meanwhile, Dialia, while the rest of the new rat squad find their own respective beds, Dialia stands awkwardly at the entrance. You're not actually a member of the Yatagarasu, and having never been to this town before, you simply just followed them here, but you're clearly out of place as friends reunite and tired soldiers happily collapse into their homely beds. You feel out of place until you spot one specific bed. The chest at the end of the bed is open and empty, the sheets perfectly made. Clearly an unclaimed spot. Unclaimed by all except for a large, fluffy dog laying atop it. As soon as it spots eyes with you, it begins wagging its tail. And I'll have you introduce your friend.
Yep. Yeah. First up with seeing the dog, and she yells out, George! And runs up to him and gives him a big hug. The dog itself is a large, long-haired mastiff that it is more than double the Alia's size. Certainly glad to see him, to see her with one lick. It kind of like paints the entire side of her face. So pushes him back. Says, "Oh, glad to see you too," and starts giving him scritches as well, and trying to keep George's nose away from licking her more, which would just be like drenched in slobber. After a moment, as George calms down, and you look at this trained and supposed hardened war dog. He looks around at you and opens his mouth, and his tongue just sort of slides out the side, hanging there as he plots away, looking not at you. This dog clearly did not do well with his.
It didn't pass the initial training. So, you two happily reunite with your pets, and the rest of our cast and crew all sort of immediately sort of collapse into their beds and pass out after your long march back. And you get to spend about 3 days out of your 2 weeks rest comfortably before you're interrupted during lunch. Uh, this lunch you also happen to be spending together to acquaint yourself with your new team members. Dialia is not with you. Kind of after you all fell asleep that first night, when you woke up, she wasn't there and you haven't seen her since. But here you are during your lunch, and you're approached by who you recognize as one of the members of Snake Squad. A thin orange tiefling with sharp ears and two thick, long tails, one forming at the tailbone and the other at the small of her back. Here is an image. If you remember correctly, her name was Hema. And so she approaches you and she goes, Sir Arland has requested the presence of the squad leader of Rat Squad.
I kind of look to the others. We have a squad leader?
News to me.
Yes, you're a squad now. I'm sure since Arland has deemed you all responsible and professional enough, I'm sure it just happened that he let you decide amongst yourselves who you thought would be the best. Do keep in mind, the squad leader also has higher pay.
I kind of perk up at that.
Are you the squad leader?
Have we had a discussion about the squad leader yet?
I don't know, I just showed up. I was just told by Arland to bring the squad leader. I'll be honest, I sort of assumed this was all already established.
You don't know us very well, then.
No, it would appear that you're quite disorganized.
I take that to heart. How dare you? But also, yes.
You can feel free to prove me wrong if you'd like.
I mean, does anybody want to be the squad leader? Because I honestly wouldn't be opposed.
I mean, money's nice, but
Money is indeed nice.
I mean, you do have a rat.
It is kind of like a mascot, isn't it? You are the rat squad, after all.
That's...
Can the rat be the leader?
Oh, that would be cool.
Do you want to be the leader? You can finally pay your parts of the bed. Kind of scratching him.
I'm not quite sure how that will look at the in terms of paperwork for Arland, but who am I to interfere into your decision making?
Is
I
my
vote
rat talking to me? This is a development.
I vote the rat.
You want me to bring the rats to Arland?
Yes.
Yes.
All right then. In that case, Hema sort of like reaches
At least
out
there will
to
be no arguments.
like open hands to sort of receive the rat. I'm assuming Scrap jumps into Hema's hands.
Scraps would not, because this is a stranger.
Squad leader. What's his name?
His name is Scraps.
Scrap. Squad leader Scrap. What the hell am I doing?
Oh, this is certainly entertaining. It's fine. I can go.
Okay.
I could stand in for Scraps, given that Scraps can't talk.
All right then.
Right.
I will make sure to convey the details to Arland when we arrive. Or you can do it yourself if you'd like.
I can do it myself.
Alright. Also, as well, Mr. Oakthorn's presence will be needed.
I'm sure this will only go well.
Okay, so Henna leads the two of you all the way down to the town hall, where inside you come across Arland, extravagantly dressed as ever in a bunch of wonderful, soft, colorful silk. And as soon as Arland sees Emily, he asks, what are you doing here?
I am here to present to you the squad leader of the
I'm sorry,
Rat Squad.
what? The animal squads don't have leaders. And why is it the rat?
Well, we couldn't decide which of us should be it, so you know.
I mean, why'd you have to choose a leader?
Your
We were told to.
your lackey or whatever. She said she wanted to talk to the squad leader.
Hema sort of like bristles when you call her a lackey. Well, I take offense to that. It was merely just a hazing, Arland. I was just making a joke, welcoming the new squad to the team. You didn't have to call me a lackey. Jeez. Arland sort of like looks at Emily and say, "You're not even an official member of Rat Squad. Remember, you just..."
I'm not, but Scraps is.
Scrap definitely is not. Scrap's
I
not even an
mean,
official member of the army. I mean,
You
I'm not...
called us the Rat Squad, and we have a rat in the party.
All right.
It seemed obvious to us.
I can see that it was obvious to you. Yes. Well, Emily and the rat, you can leave. I just need Eridol.
Oh.
All right then.
Okay. So sort of Hema ushers Emily and Scrap sort of out of the town hall, laughing at Arlen's confusion over the rat. And Arlen then turns over to sort of Eridol and goes, "All right, okay.
So what's up, Mr. Boss Man?
You're a druid, right?
I'm supposed to be.
Good. Glad to hear. All right. We have a meeting with Captain Clover in about 4 hours. I know I'm pretty lax. I'm a pretty lax boss, and I let you and your little friends get away with, pretending to nominate a rat for a squad leader, or, jokingly pretending to hold important mission imperative items for money. All the sort of jesting things, but
I'm getting a sense of hints from you.
I don't pull any of that stuff with Captain Clover. All right, I need you to not be any kind of like sort of waves. You, right,
Mm-hmm.
for this meeting, try and appear competent. Can you do that?
Oh, I could try.
All right, great.
But
All right.
but should he know who he's dealing with?
Captain Clover, he's a bigwig. Look, first of all right, we don't have much time. There's only 4 hours, and I'm gonna need to get my people to sort out your whole sort of vibe thing going on. That the thing on the face, all right, that's not gonna fly. All right. So he snaps his fingers, and a whole sort of gaggle of servants huddle around you and carry you away, Eridol.
Oh, this is okay, this isn't necessary.
And you spend the next 4 hours being washed, dried, measured, prodded, stripped, dressed, redressed. All the while, the servants constantly making these sounds that you can't help but feel are insults, even if they're like not even words. Kind of they'll sort of like do something like, oh. And,
Well, okay, if Eridol does overhear any derogatory comments thrown at his direction, he would just respond with, "At least I'm not the one who's a servant."
Wow. I mean, that definitely gets a scoff. They still don't talk to you though. They go, Okay. The servants discuss amongst themselves, completely ignoring you as they talk about all the colors and fabrics that you would look terrible in. Eventually, with just barely any time to spare, you are dressed in a heavy suit made of some odd, itchy fabric that feels like it's grating your skin off. It is definitely the
This is the
richest
worst
you've ever
thing.
touched.
This is the worst thing I've ever worn.
But you look so fabulous in it. And I mean, that's saying we've really done a miracle with what we were offered here.
I mean, there's looking fabulous, and then there's feeling fabulous, and one of those is slightly more important than the other.
Yes, you're right, and no one cares what you feel like.
Well, I wouldn't go to you for that opinion.
Before you can get into any more arguments with the servants, Arland finally comes to get you, and you head off to see Captain Clover.
I feel like he doesn't have a lot of say in the matter.
No, he definitely doesn't. Arland is definitely sort of keeping close to you, making sure you don't wander off or Anyways, and while you're walking towards where Captain Clover is, Arlen's like speaking as you walk. He's like,
So
"All right,
is Aerodol like, aware of who this Captain Clover is, or is this all
no,
brand new to him?
no, this is brand new.
Oh,
Maybe you've heard his name out before, but you have no sort of context of importance." All right, he goes, all right. I need you to stand tall, look smart, and don't say anything. Can you do that? Stand
well,
tall.
well, I mean, as tall as I can stand.
You can't do any better than that.
Sure, I'll just grow like 2 more feet for you right now.
I mean, look, if you could do that in like the next 2 minutes before we get to Captain Clover, that would be wonderful. I could
You don't. Yeah, okay, I'll work on that.
All right. So Arlen leads you to a chamber residing in the town hall, and you immediately notice a problem as soon as you enter the room.
Hmm.
There's not one person in the room, but two. Who you expect is Captain Clover is standing off to the side. Um, he's an old, grizzled man, around 70 years of age and littered in battle scars. He's wearing a simple military vest adorned by a plethora of badges and ranks. But next to the captain, sitting on a chair in the center of the room with his legs kicked up onto the war table, is a child of maybe 13 years old, dressed in layers upon layers of silken dress, purple and pink dyes, bleeding together in ways you didn't even know were possible. The child's long, diamond-encrusted hair is the cleanest, most well-maintained thing you've ever seen. And should share an image of our friend Dahlia. Do you see these images, by the way? Oh, have you not seen the last image either? Okay.
No, we have not seen.
Uh, I I clicked on images in Fantasy Grounds, and I see someone dressed in purple with a sort of an Elvis-looking hairdo.
There you go. All right. So that's okay. So this was Hema, by the
Oh,
way. I guess forgot to mention Joe. Uh, but yeah, that's who you're currently kind of meeting. Uh, as soon as Arlen sees the child, he stiffens before quickly bowing one arm crossed in front of him and the other behind. And he goes, General Dahlia, first heir of Iberia, third born of Grand Duke Giamobea, principal inheritor of Obeah Company, son of hallowed, fresh blessed by parched of the sky, on the 5th day of the 3rd month of the 7th year of Yuikia's esteemed reign, may the winds kiss upon thy cheek and guide thy dreams. And he remains bowed. And then everyone sort of waits and looks at you, Eridol.
am I to remember that?
That, you're supposed to bow. Dahlia speaks. Come on.
Yeah, okay. He does like a really half-ass bow.
Ugh. You know what? That's expected from someone who looks like they've just crawled out of a trash heap. What
Listen,
are you wearing?
I didn't ask for this.
Oh my goodness, clearly. I mean, no one would willingly wear those colors.
No, talk to your servants. They're awful.
My servant would never do that. Honestly, my servants would never even touch you. I mean, that would just be going too far.
I mean that's good because I'm a kid and all, so you know.
Oh, look at that. We're like buddies then, right? Is that how it works? Oh, we're both kids, so we have to like each other?
No.
No, yeah, exactly. No. All right. Well,
so I'm still not so up and up, I guess, on what I'm doing here.
okay, yeah, well, if you didn't interrupt me, then you'd be able to find out. All right?
All right, go
So,
on.
like basically, the like people we need for that paper or whatever, they like can't read or something.
That's
Clover,
unfortunate.
can't you tell them you're like so much better at like this word stuff? Captain Clover kind of steps up and goes, all of our personnel with druidic knowledge are too far away to take over the Amura scroll and magical communication is proving too costly given the complexity of the problem. The Amira Scroll, of course, being the item I believe Rat Squad was in charge of retrieving back at the border. Is this correct?
Yeah, if that's what it's called.
Um, Arlen sort of jumps in and is like, yes, yes, not only is Mr. Oakthorn familiar with the scroll, but he's also a master druid, very experienced, born and raised. Isn't that right, Eridol?
When you say master druid, like, it's not. I don't think it would be super noticeable, but his eyes do kind of like widen a little bit. Like, oh shit.
Captain Clover looked at Eridol and is that so? How did you learn your druidic practices?
Well, I mean, my dad taught me.
That you're okay. So like just a sort of family thing. Who's your father?
I never gave him a name in the backstory. Uh,
Well, he's like the leader of the town or whatever, right? Chieftain.
yeah, he was the figurehead of the town, and now the name of that escapes me, and I'd have to search through the documents to find it.
All right. We'll just fast forward and pretend that.
That all that was explained.
Yeah. All right. So Clover sort of answers you. He goes, well, from the few correspondences we've been able to make with our other experts, they have told us that the Amira Scroll will only be able to be opened by a practicing druid, and they would require this to do so. Clover hands over to you a long, thick, thorned vine. We were told the druid would know how to utilize it. And if you can give me a religion check.
Religion. Yep. I have +0 in religion. Here we go.
Yeah, great druid.
Hey, that's a 16 though.
Okay. You can recognize it as a ceremonial druidic weave. You're supposed to sort of make knots in the vines and sort of pricking your fingers against the thorns at certain intervals to create magical words. Though you're not super familiar exactly the importance of the thorn pricking thing. That kind of always weirded you out when you were being taught, and you never paid too much attention on why or when you're supposed to do that.
He never paid much attention. Period.
Yeah. So General Dahlia sort of rolls his eyes. Yeah. All right. Well, Arlo, I bet you're just glowing at winning your stupid scroll back. But if you don't get it open within the month, we're gonna execute you and your stupid pet. Captain Clover sort of responds, that's not true, but do try and open it, please.
What pet?
Obviously, you. Like, you're not human, right?
No, I didn't know you were a racist.
Look, I'm not a racist. It's not racist to be better. Okay? I'm nobility, and you're what? Dirt taken form? I guess.
Okay.
I think they're all so great now. Anyways, I can only stand being in the same room as the two of you for so long. So why don't we take a brief break and you can, like, get that peasant thing, Arlo, get it out of here, and then we can continue, like, having actually an important conversation. But before you're sort of kicked out by the oh so wonderful General Dahlia, Captain Clover walks over to you, Eridol, and hands you the Amira scroll from before, with the evening seal still on it. And he goes, you may want to alert the rest of the Yatagarasu that you will be departing again as soon as Arland finishes up here. And Sir Arland has also accepted to take Miss Anismon out of my care. So hand this, he hands you another scroll, to the guards and take her with you. You can find her in the brig. And no, she does not have a choice.
All right. Damn.
Okay. And so with that, you are ushered out of the room. Arlen does a quick reminder. Is that okay? So yeah, make sure to get Miss Anismon from the brig. She works for Rat Squad now. She's not a part of Rat Squad. Okay, she just works for you. She's your responsibility. Is what I'm getting at. And then I guess let the rest of the Yatagarasu know that your vacation is being cut short.
All right. Yeah. It never really felt like much of a vacation, so he doesn't really hesitate with that.
Great. All right, so Arland heads back into the chamber, and it's now up to you what you want to do, Eridol.
I guess he's gonna go and report to his newfound friends everything that just happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Newfound friends.
Yeah,
You
the squad.
Yeah. I'm leaving it open to the squad now to
Oh.
respond to how they have this information.
Anyway, so I think the guy might be kind of a racist.
Is that still surprising?
But, not really.
Exactly.
I mean, it feels
Let me
weird
use
to work for him, though.
So do you want to go collect Miss Enismon from the brig?
Yeah, it sounds like we should be doing that.
So you do you all go together?
I mean, if Aradol wants company, then sure.
I'll take company, because I barely know what to make of all this, and I thought the rat was supposed to be the leader, so.
Yeah, apparently there wasn't supposed to be a leader. It would have been real funny.
I mean,
you
we could just tell people just to screw with them.
I'm absolutely down for that.
So you all make your way over to the brig. It's a, I mean, it's kind of a small brig. It's definitely worse for wear. The a leaking ceiling. It's not even raining outside. It's quite dry, but still somehow the inside of this brig manages to be kind of musty, wet, and dank. And at the furthest cell, all the way in, is the sole inhabitant, and you see Dialia. There's sole prisoner. Sorry, there is a guard standing watch.
Does it smell musty in there? Is it nice must?
It's extreme. I wouldn't say nice and must, but it is musty.
This place kind of sucks.
Yeah. So the guard kind of stands up when he sees you, and he goes, "Halt! What is your reason for being here?"
We are here to retrieve and. Sorry, I need to write it down. What was her name?
Well, it's Dialia, but her
it's
last
Dialia.
name is Anismon.
Oh, we're here for Miss Anismon. Gesundheit?
He sort of looks back at Dialia and goes, "Again? How do you keep getting people to pull you out?"
Collecting these strays.
The Alright, the guard grabs the scroll and kind of reads it and he's like, yeah, they're the strays. Alright, well, fine. He pulls out a key, and kind of just hands it over to whoever's closest. And he goes, you can let her out. I would really rather not, again.
Sure. Alright. Well, and then so he I guess he lets her out.
As they're approaching, oh, so you're the one they've sent to whip me?
Whip?
What did you do for a punishment?
Whip?
What else would you be?
I would gotta go do something with the scroll or something. I don't know. I was kind of half paying attention. The guy I was talking to, he was kind of a dick.
Okay. The scroll that I gave you a few days ago.
Yeah.
You have something to do with it that you don't know what, and you are here for me for why?
He just said that, you're our responsibility now, so I guess this is me saying, we gotta go.
We I have to go with you. I guess another question. Where?
Uh, yeah, Erdel's got nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you're free to stay here, or you could just come with us.
One of the things about staying here is I know what here is. I'm not sure what.
Arlen did mention Dialia does not have a choice in this
Oh,
matter.
I'll throw that into. He says, he said there isn't really a choice in the matter that you're coming with us. Listen, I hate to be that guy, but I don't think these are the sorts of people we want to be really pissing off. So I think it'll just be easier for all of us if you stick with us for now, and we could figure the rest out later.
Easier for you. Yeah, pissing people off is that's a concern about that. But all right then, I guess I can sit around here, or I can sit around with you guys. Hey, where's
George?
George doing? The big dog. He,
You
are
have
you
you have noticed that there's been a large dog kind of hanging around the barracks recently.
I don't know if Erdal would have learned the dog's name or not. So
Almost certainly not.
he's no fitting friend.
No, of course not. Being a druid.
yeah.
You 10 silver for it?
Oh, that wasn't my bargain.
I mean, you saw how that happened.
I mean, he did give us 10 silver for it, but we just have the scroll now.
That was the original wish.
Sorry.
That was the original goal was having the scroll.
Yeah. So, it's sort of like, job done for us. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, and now we have Schrodinger's scroll.
Yeah, good thing it wasn't hard to retrieve, or like no one got seriously injured or hurt.
Oh, I was fine.
Dimble is still like nursing a bruise. Alright. So
Kind of traumatized around dogs. Has been dreading seeing that mud rock run around. Yeah, he's not happy.
I'll still go up and that's all right then. What are we waiting for? Have a lot of sitting around and figuring out what we're trying to do.
Yeah, so let's get out of here and go back to our room.
So you all go back to the rest of the Yatagarasu and have the wonderful joy of informing everyone that their vacation is being cut short, which they're very unhappy about.
Vacation, not just the rat squad.
No. The whole of Yatagarasu, which is not usual either. Usually only part of them get sent out, but this time you have the whole company is being sent on a mission. So you all sort of quickly pack as much as you can, getting ready to go. Thankfully, if you can call it that, most of you haven't even fully unpacked yet, so it makes it simple enough. But a few hours after receiving Dialia, Arland returns from his own meeting, collecting the Yatagarasu and immediately setting out of the town. And as you march, he sort of begins giving you a brief on the mission. He goes, "All right, our objective is to reach Fort Brackwater. It's an abandoned military outpost by the Sinless border, and we need to repair it back to proper working order. This will be a 5-day journey or so, and we'll stop by a few hamlets along the way for some rest and PR on the way. Rat Squad, I want you guys in the interim to kind of figure out what's happening with this scroll. If you can open it, that'd be wonderful."
Yeah, you've got it.
And so, over the course of the next 3 days, nothing exciting happens. It's a lot of marching. You come across the occasional town where you can sleep at an inn or something. But, I mean, there's nothing so eventful. And so you have the opportunity to try and open the scroll.
All right. So can you describe again this vine that pairs with it?
So it's the vine is a long, thin, thorny bramble. So it has like these sharp thorns all along the line of it. It's very malleable, right? So it bends quite well and unbends. And you remember from what little you can remember from your training that you are supposed to form knots with it, and there's also something about kind of um, leaking blood onto it by using the thorns. You kind of sort of like cut yourself as you create the knots. Just for a reminder, and also because Sarah has not seen this yet, this is what the wax seal is. And because Eridol reads Druidic, he knows that it says Amira, which is Druidic for evening.
All right. So if he's trying to open this thing, what would you say that would that be like an Arcana or?
I would probably say religion.
Religion
is best.
He seemed quite eager.
I mean, yeah, actually, we could do that. So, since Eridol has the thing now, he could just sort of like hold it and say, "So, before I give it a shot, would anybody else like to see the scroll?"
They're kind of backs away from the group.
I mean, honestly, I only wanted to open the scroll to mess with the higher up, so.
You don't care about it anymore. Now that they want it open.
Now that they want it open, I don't want to open it.
All right, well, fair enough. All right.
Plus, they appointed you to do it, so you are the most qualified out of all of us.
That's hilarious. All right. Yeah, I guess he'll try and open it then.
Okay. How do you open it?
Uh, he's sort of I mean, he looks. He's got the scroll in one hand. I guess the vine in the other. Uh, and I guess he'll just do whatever the first thing that comes to his mind is, and I can roll to figure out what that might be.
Okay.
Uh, that's an 18. So actually, maybe he's just an absolute maverick at this.
Okay. So it turns out that um, Eridol is actually a little bit of like a druid prodigy, and even though he never really paid attention, in fact, it all just comes so naturally to him.
God
Uh,
damn, I'm good.
and you know exactly. It actually, now that you think about it, maybe it's less that you're prodigy and more that it's very simple. You're supposed to weave the vine in the same knotting pattern as what's on the seal, and then you cut yourself every time it's a new letter of the word, which is a new knot. So you do that, and you do it perfectly, exactly how it's supposed to go, and nothing happens.
Well, I tried.
Right? Unless you have any other ideas, we will move on and assume you have failed.
Uh, so like I assume as a scroll, it's just a rolled up thing of paper,
Yeah, it's a rolled up piece of paper with a seal on it.
like a wax seal on it.
Wax seal, keeping it closed.
Okay, so even with his masterful performance, he gives it a second to see if anything happens, and I guess when nothing happens, he just sort of tries to get like his like thumb underneath the seal of it and just try and pry it off.
Um, yeah, you're sort of. I'm gonna go, assuming. Actually, you tell me, Eridol. When do you take the opportunity to sort of practice with this?
Uh, yeah, I guess just like whenever there's like a moment of rest and away from the other soldiers, sort of when we can handle this privately.
Okay. So I'm gonna say you're sort of in one of those unnamed hamlets. It's early morning. You immediately fell asleep after the long day of marching yesterday, and sort of took this time in between breakfast and heading out to give it a try. And yes, it is a forested region. So there are trees about, not too much in terms of rocks. I mean, there's like a couple of small pebbles in the dirt or anything. Is there anything you want to do with these things? To hide behind? um, okay, well, Eridol, you sort of pop the seal open and unroll the scroll, and it's completely blank.
Well, that's anticlimactic.
Oh, Lord.
Now, I'm gonna say that your 18 religion check kind of carries over, and yeah, you need to properly cast the incantation to make what's on the scroll appear.
All right. He goes, okay, had brainwave. Uh, and is that something he can just cast because he knows how to cast it, or is that another roll?
No, it's you know that you have to do the knot, which you have successfully done in the proper way, but there's still something you've not quite done right. And I'm not going to let you roll for success because it's a puzzle. Ooh. But it doesn't have to be solved right away. So you can come up with some more ideas, or we can move on. It's up to you.
I mean, anybody have any thoughts? Yeah, it does. Yeah.
in the evening.
Hey, that's good thinking right there.
Just saying. Knowing much about this magic stuff myself.
I mean, I've got to be honest. I'm like schoolboy level druid. Like they really overestimate uh what it is I'm all about.
You go to the jail cell?
I mean, I
Okay.
wasn't in a jail cell.
Ooh.
Doesn't sound like it's a bad thing.
No, I'm just stating a fact.
Uh, so, are you gonna try again when evening hits?
Yeah, that seems like the
Okay.
course of action.
So, as evening comes, you try the ritual again. Um, honestly, you're not too happy about it. Your thumb is still all cut up and sore from the
Hopefully,
first attempt earlier in that day. Um, but as you do the symbol, as you make the knotted weave and spell Amira with your ceremonial thorns, the wax seal sort of automatically pops open, and falling out of the scroll is a. Let me just share this with you. A mass of writhing, thorny brambles. The thorns themselves are in a constant state of motion, twisting and constricting upon themselves. You can see hidden within the confines of the brambles a bleeding mass of flesh. The entrapped mass slowly expands and compresses, stretching against the tight confines of the thorns as if it were breathing.
Good luck animating that.
That's disgusting.
um,
Sort of. Yeah, so it's like he unfurls it and just sort of takes. He takes a few seconds, look and goes, "That's disgusting," and starts to roll it back up.
it fell out of the scroll.
Oh, it fell out of it.
It just kind of plopped down onto the ground. It's about the size of maybe like a little bit more than two fists together, I'd say.
Was there any clue before this that there was extra mass in this thing, or is it just sort of
Nope.
okay? So
It was
yeah,
a normal scroll.
okay, so that's weird, and it's also kind of gross.
It is incredibly gross.
I don't
What's-
want to touch it.
Ah,
Emily's not a fan.
Absolutely not.
Aerodol's not particularly fond of it either.
Mar just aggressively starts backing away.
Trying to like poke it with a stick. See how it'll react.
It does not react to being hit with a stick. It just kind of your stick kind of like oozes into it a little bit. It doesn't have like it just gives very easily, but then you like and it has a bit of like suction as you pull the stick out, and it.
Oh, that's
It's
nasty.
possible to feel like secondhand violated from this stupid thing. I don't like it. I don't want to look at it.
One of the kind of members of Cat Squad, Draxto, sort of walks by again, and he's like, "Oh, what is that?
oh, hey,
Uh,
you! Can you go get to Arland?
Oh, God, that's for Arland? Man, I know you guys liked messing with him, but oh,
No,
all right,
no, go get him. This is actually important for once.
oh, okay, all right." Draxto walks away, and sort of Arland comes back, and he goes, "Oh, why does it smell like that?"
I don't really know much about whatever this is. Anyway, I got the scroll open, and then this fell out of it, and that's as much as I know.
You can give me another religion check.
Sure. 14.
Okay, no, yeah, you know nothing about it.
It's
Um,
gross. I know that.
So where did this come from? Where'd you
This
get?
girl-
You just like walk into the woods and come back with this thing?
Oh no.
What?
No. See, I did a bit of uh druid craft, whatever.
This is what being
To
a
get
druid is like?
no, not usually. And so I got it open, and it fell out, and I don't know how. I know it's obviously, you couldn't feel this in there before.
Okay, so like,
So
the, can can you open the scroll whenever you want? Like, do you know how to open the scroll consistently?
I mean, I've done it once.
Okay, I'm trying to say, like, can we put this back in the scroll
Oh,
and
uh,
open it later?
yeah, if you want to scare the hell out of someone, I'm sure we could.
I mean, I just don't want to carry it the way it is. I'd rather carry it in the scroll.
Fair point.
Because I don't know what to do with this either from here. I'm like, unless you know what.
He goes, no.
I'm going to be
I have
honest.
no
This is
idea.
already enough of a win for me. You know, if I come back to Captain Clover, shove this thing in Dahlia's face.
Oh, I would love
that
if
would
you did
make
that.
my day.
Oh, please, I will. I don't really have money, but I could write you an IOU if you do that.
I mean, I literally pay you, so it's not really necessary. All right, well, you put that back in the scroll. Um, seal it up. Do your druid stuff. And we'll show your cool little trick to someone else.
This would better. Like, I hope they know. Like something like this could maybe happen, because I don't want to find out what happens if they think that this is like not normal and somehow might fall. They seem unpleasant. They seem unpleasant enough to do so, is what I'm getting at.
Well, I mean, unless you can figure out what to do with this thing, I mean, the more information we can give to
I mean,
General Dahlia,
if you were to ask me in the moment, I'd say probably throw it in the garbage. But
I feel that. Look, I mean, I know like you don't really have all the information, but that's definitely a bad idea. All right. So, I'm gonna. Do you put it back in the scroll?
Yes. Does that involve actually picking it up and touching it?
It would.
Okay. So
I mean, like it just has to be. I'm gonna say you rolled high enough and you know what to do. Basically, it has to be resting on the scroll. And then you have to do your incantation again, and it will.
Who wants to learn how to do incantations?
This is what you signed up for.
This is absolutely not what I signed up for.
I vote the rat, the team leader.
There you go. Get
yeah,
the rat to
thank you.
push it on.
Thank you. Finally, a voice of reason.
No. Scraps is not getting anywhere close to that thing. It's larger than he is.
Arlen sort of steps in and is like, well, I mean, you don't have to seal it, I guess. You can just carry it yourself.
Okay, well, if,
Do you
if
want
those,
to carry it?
I most certainly do not.
If those are my options, I will seal it.
Great. Perfect.
And either that or like winning the competition of like weirdest pet dog. But I don't want to be near it.
All right.
Is there a cloth around?
I mean, sure, you can go get a cloth.
Get a cloth from someone's kit, or actually from Eridol's kit.
Oh, well, thanks. Thanks for asking.
Steal some of his socks. Take some of his socks out of his.
That's. I don't have a lot of. I have so little.
I put the sock on the mask. Just let him pick it up with it. Scroll, please. Scroll.
He hands over the scroll.
By the way, carrying it, Dahlia, you notice like this has quite a bit of heft to it as well. It's dense.
Get my fingers.
Yeah, I mean, I think you need to carry it with 2 hands.
Socks on my hands.
Oh, like gloves.
Gloves. Yeah. Pick it up. Back to the scroll. Oh, I hold up the socks here, Eridol. Here, you can take your socks back.
Well, if anyone needs me for the rest of the night, I guess I have laundry to do.
All right. And with that, The scroll is sealed back up. You don't really know what to do with it at the moment. And you continue on, hoping to just wash that out of your memory. Oh yeah, definitely. Like,
So this is an. This is
no,
just
no,
a
it's like
squish.
wet. It's
This
wet
is
as well. It's like, oh, it's very
Smells.
gross. You could feel it like when you held it. You could feel it like squishing a bit, and also it's like prickling you all the time. It actually punctured a bit of the sock, and you got like some of it on your hand.
it's definitely one of those things where it's like, yeah, I was taught in Druidcraft that there's a natural beauty to all living things, but I'm really starting to doubt that teaching right now.
Right. Well, you did that um, on your second day of the trip, we'll say, and on your third day, you arrive at what was supposed to be another one of those unnamed hamlets upon your journey. But what you see instead is a massive makeshift metropolis. I'll share that.
Oh,
The place is a massive ruins of ancient stone and hardened clay. Newer generations constantly built atop the old and fallen over themselves. You can see hundreds, if not thousands, of citizens running around and expanding upon the city. Rickety fortresses of scaffolding tottering atop crumbling foundations. Long rope bridges stretch across the skies. You even see homes being built through and under each other, both building in the middle of constructions, competing over the space. The whole land is sinking lower into the weak mud foundation, and if you look down, you can see that this shambled city expands impossibly deep underground as well.
this place is cool as hell.
Arland is sort of like, what in Dale's name happened here? Okay, damage control. Everyone spread out, try and find out why this is the biggest city I've ever seen instead of some unnamed hamlet, and I'm gonna go find the mayor. And so
Uh,
Arland walks away.
This
I
was
guess
This was supposed to be an unnamed village, maybe like 2 streets, a crossroads, and that was it. Population 20.
people.
Yeah, there's hundreds, maybe thousands.
well, it sounds like
I'm,
we've got free time now, so
I'm going to approach one of the citizens of this metropolis. Excuse me.
Yes, hello.
Hello, it is a pleasure meeting you.
They're in the middle of building up like some wooden boards, trying to create like a ramp onto a collapsed building off in the distance.
What is the name of the city, may I ask? I'm not much of a traveler, so.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Oh, this is the wonderful city of Fushin. Fushin. Oh, I'm right. It's so terrible what happened here. We had a mighty earthquake, but isn't it so wonderful? Look at all these people getting together, rebuilding. Oh, it's so great. Could you help us? Could you help us? Could you look? Do you see that man over there? She kind of points to a guy in the distance who is sort of like mixing some sort of glue type thing in a clay pot. If you can go over to him, he can hand you over some tools and you can help with the reconstruction effort. I mean, you'd be willing to help, right?
Kind of
We-
look to the rest of my party.
Aerodol's just kind of doing one of these, or like,
Perhaps later. We are traveling through and we're just trying to get information right now. But I mean, if you find a silver dragonborn and he's like, they're very tall, his name's Draxter.
he
You could
loves
probably ask
helping
him.
people.
Absolutely, he loves helping people.
Oh, okay. I thank you so much. Thank you so much. And the person
course.
sort of runs off. And you make it maybe about 5 seconds before another person comes over to you. And it's like, oh my goodness, thank you. Man, we are so understaffed at the moment. I mean, we could really use help in the reconstruction of our great city of Grogok. Here's a shovel for the two of you, and kind of just like starts grabbing shovels and starts handing it off to people. And they're like, okay, we have like a buried tavern over there. If you could just help us dig it out.
Could Eridol take the scroll and open it in front of this guy?
Oh!
Oh God! What is? Oh no! You should. Oh, what is that? You should probably get out of here.
Oh God! Oh, he like turns around. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you had that condition.
Yeah, no, it just happens. It just happens. You should go.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go.
All right, that's one problem
You can
solved.
keep the shovels. I don't.
Oh, perfect. I am adding a shovel to my inventory. Oh, that worked out well. Oh, perfect. Actually, that works out even better. Eridol takes the shovel and like scoops up the brain matter or whatever the hell it is, and just sort of like walks with it forward, but like flat on the shovel.
Okay. Can you roll a perception check for me? I'll have B do it, just for the fun of it. You roll a perception check for the group.
I got a 19.
Wow. Okay, really good.
Yay.
Yeah. So you look around and yeah, you're all completely lost. You look around. The city is built all around you.
She needed a perception check to tell she was lost.
Sort of any vestige of the road you took in is now gone, as the construction has rapidly expanded around. And
Observation of this construction. Is it occurring at a natural rate, or are things just like kind of spontaneously getting built?
it's happening extremely quick. There's like 80 people building a certain house all at once, all with different ideas of what this house is supposed to look like when it's finished being built,
Jeez.
right? And other people building a different house in the exact same spot, kind of like all bleeding into each other.
I don't know about you guys, but I kind of want to know what's in the water here.
And at this point, Naya, you are sort of off in the distance, and you notice this group of 5 individuals who, unlike everyone else in the city, don't have that sort of fervent craze of constantly building, and seem just as confused as you are.
I kind of walk over a little bit slowly, kind of just peeking around the corner, staring at them. When one of them seems to notice me, so I kind of hide away behind a couple baskets.
Let's just say it's because like Eridol, I assume because he's trying to stave people away with the gack or whatever. He's probably taken point. He's like, stay back! I'm warning you, it's a disease.
We're all being away from anyways.
But a man kind of sort of braves approaching Eridol, even with the strange lump. He's like, but what about any sort of honor and loyalty to the great city of Brolin?
Would you like to explain that to this? And he sort of like waves it around.
Ah, is that does that need to go to like a hospital?
Yeah, it's going somewhere. Trust me,
Like-
I'm doing this as a favor to the city.
Oh, all right, and he backs away as well.
This is going wonderfully.
The man? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, go. Would you like to help in this wonderful rebuilding effort? Oh my goodness! The city of Brolin was built upon the foundations of an ancient ruin, and I mean, just look at the people, how wonderful they are. That no matter what happens, you see, we were struck with a terrible flood, right, and it destroyed everything. But we all got together, men, women, and children as well, and we're building anew. Isn't it great? Isn't it wonderful? Look at them. Look at all of these people. Can you roll a perception check for me as well? Eight. Okay, no, nothing of a note. It's totally fine. Everything is bon. Right. So, I mean, you don't have to do much. It's alright. You always need more help. The temple? Oh, of course, yeah. It's sort of buried underneath, so like not the old, Tree Nut Tavern, but the old Tree Nut Tavern, right? The one across from Grimble's alchemy shop. You sort of hear someone like in the distance. So, Grimble's alchemy shop. We don't have a Grimble's alchemy shop in the great city of Vale. All right. It's Dobin's alchemy shop, of course, and it's across from the old Marin's pet emporium. Obviously. And the original guy goes, but that's nonsense. I don't even know what Vale is.
In the middle of them arguing, I'm just going to gently pull Dialia back and just kind of like look towards the rest of my party. He's like, what the fuck? None of the information we have gotten has been consistent.
Yeah, no, this place is kind of weird. Like, mega weird. Do they have a temple?
There is a temple here.
I just want to interrupt very quickly. For the sake of not idling the spot, I'm going to say, Naya, you've been stuck in this place for a couple of days now, and you have come across a fallen temple at one point. But Dialia, you went back to the man? Alright, roll a persuasion check. 18. Wow, plus 7. Okay. And what are you? That I mean, of course. I mean, we'll have to sort of dig our way through, and kind of there's a group of people over there that are kind of constructing. It would appear a bridge over, so we'll have to tear that down. And
going.
I'm pretty sure anything that anybody says here we can't exactly follow because it's so inconsistent.
I think these people have lost it.
Yes, let's find somebody who has not lost it, or any of the other squads in the Dawn military.
Naya sort of peeks her head around the corner and like whispers like, "Psst, hey, can you guys come over here for a second?" Like kind of waving them all over into an alley behind the market.
Perhaps we have found a person who has not lost their mind.
Unless they're gonna rob us.
Well, if they decide to rob us, then we all have fighting capabilities.
I'd welcome anything at this point.
Yeah, fair enough.
Emily's gonna walk towards the alley.
And I'll follow.
I will go hesitantly.
They all sort of follow Naya back into one of the alleyways, and she pulls them all behind a couple of piles of wood and rope to try to stay out of sight from the rest of the city goers. Where are you guys from? Because you don't look like you're really from this city.
Travelers, I suppose, is the easiest town.
Traveling from where?
I mean,
The town that your eastern barracks was called Rest. That's where you originally came from.
travelers are travelers. You are a complete stranger. I don't feel obligated to tell you where we're from. And given that you are not just saying that this is a grand, majestic city, I'm assuming you haven't lost your mind.
Well, the thing is, it wasn't a grand and majestic city like yesterday.
Oh.
It was actually a very small city. Not even a city. There was like 10 houses here. And I can't really find a way out. It's kind of like really, really big now. Yeah.
Well, you're from this small town, because from what I know, this was supposed to be a small town, and it is now this.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I got here, it was a small town. I was just supposed to be passing through. But when I woke up the next day, I kind of had a hard time getting out because everyone was just sort of being really weird to each other. Like they're all kind of fighting. I wasn't really sure why. It was a bit scary, so I just kind of went back to sleep.
Respectable.
That's how I dealt with school, honestly.
As you all sort of huddle about in your your closed-off little alleyway, which is just getting longer as like people off in the distance are constructing and just moving into.
Does anyone else just find this a little weird? I mean, like, especially so.
An old lady approaches you. She sort of like very slowly walks. She's got a cane.
I immediately hold the shovel out in front.
And she goes, "No, I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. I'm not. Look, keep that away from me, God. Look, I know what happened here. Okay.
Ah.
Go on.
They say that long ago here there was a wizard who'd once defeated death, and at first she gave her gift to the townspeople and was celebrated the world over as a great doctor. But to play with death is a dark art, and soon the wizard was unsatisfied She wanted to heal more, and soon there weren't enough sick to meet her want. She stole the minds of those she healed, forcing them to hurt more. Her army of undead, so vast that the world had briefly united just to stop her. They buried her deep under these ruins, though she yet lives. Unkillable is the one who heals death, and now her thirst for revivification has grown so strong that she brings to life that which has yet to ever live, and this city now breathes.
Wow, that's heavy stuff.
Yes, right? And isn't it beautiful? What she can do, the power she can hold.
Hang on, blah. I thought you weren't crazy.
Oh, what? No, I don't. Right? They have it all wrong. Building the city, it's not about the city. It's about the person inside. Oh, what I could do to see her again. To feel those cold, empty hands. Gaze upon those enthralling, golden, dead eyes. We only need a little flesh.
Okay,
You wouldn't mind, would you?
I sort of like angle or like tilt the shovel so that the brain matter like flips off. Oh.
That is the old lady who's there.
Wait, what? Is it in images?
No, it's on the map. She's there.
I can't remember again how to bring up the map.
If you go under images.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Be there.
What's it called?
It's called the Room of Five Corners. Although it is just an alleyway, I'm reutilizing a different map and just using a section of it.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh. Alright. So she starts talking all weird like. So Aerodol just kind of lets the brain matter like slip off. And he gives himself a nice deep breath, and then he's going to whack her across the side of the head with it.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that was exactly what
No, I'm making an executive decision.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, we're in a crazy place. Anything goes.
So yeah, can you roll improvised weapon, I guess? It's a
Sure, but
shovel.
if I'm going to be doing that as a bonus action first, I'm going to cast Shillelagh so that I have a better chance of actually making this work.
Okay. All right. You're gonna
So as a reminder, with Shillelagh, for the duration, lasts a minute, your spellcasting ability modifier is used instead of strength for otherwise strength-based attacks. And the damage die becomes a D8 if it isn't already, or if it's lesser than. So I'm going to roll. That's a dirty 20.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. You hit.
Yeah, by the way, I just want to point out, does the lady actually kind of look like this, or is this just a...
Yeah. So upon closer inspection, you can tell that her loose, old, wrinkled skin is a little bit too loose and old for even what an old lady should be, and you're starting to notice that kind of gross, rotten smell. It's not from the alleyway. It's from her. And her tongue does hang out just way too much for comfort.
Aerodol says I was taught to never hurt anything living or pure, but for you, I'm gonna make an exception.
Okay. So you hit and you roll a d4 for the club.
With this, because of Shillelagh, it becomes a D8.
Okay. D8.
Yes, and that's 5 damage.
Okay. I'll do that. And in that case, we begin combat. So,
I already know what I'm doing for the next animatic.
alright, so first up on the list is Mar.
Can I use vicious mockery?
You most certainly can.
I would like to do that.
Okay. What do you say to how do you mock this old crone, this
What is
disgusting?
going to say? Jesus Christ, would it be insensitive to ask for the skincare routine real quick?
Alright, and so she must do a wisdom saving throw. And what number does she need to beat from you, Mar?
I would check, but Fantasy Grounds has not been working for the last 15 minutes.
Oh, well, she rolled a 6, which almost certainly does not pass.
Yes.
I would think it would probably spell DC would be my guess.
It is. I'm just wondering what her spell DC
Oh.
is.
I would love to tell you.
Where is it? Oh goodness, some very aggressive city people. But anyways, so she will take a D4 psychic damage.
They're now actually cheering on their compound.
So if you can roll a D4 for me, Mari. And she will have disadvantage on her next attack roll.
I rolled a 3.
Okay. So she takes 3 points of damage. Next up is the old crone herself. The sort of cane she had sort of falls uselessly off to the side. She sort of lets out this heavy breath, and you can see it, this fetid fumes come out. And I want everyone to do a Constitution saving throw. Gosh darn it, I keep doing things on the. I like to.
So for the con save, I rolled a 21.
Yeah, you're good.
I also rolled a 21.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay.
Everyone cheered for that? Thanks a lot, please.
So, Dialia, you are poisoned. What did everyone else roll, by the way? That'd be Meston and Sarah. I think they don't know what your rolls are. Hello? Oh shoot, Meston's really quiet and I can't hear him. Okay.
I got a 20.
Say 20?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, man. Dialia, why do you suck so much? Like, you can't handle a little bit of bad breath?
I just have old lady scare me. Here it is.
Alright, yeah, you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. And Sarah?
How do I roll the save for my person?
So on your character sheet,
Yeah.
next to Constitution, there, or on the opposite side, you should have saves. should be able to just click and drag it into the chat box, and it will appear.
Okay, cool. Got 12.
You pass. Literally only Dialia. Yeah. And so the old crone slowly walks towards Emily, who I have being closest here on the combat tracker. And sort of like reaches forward with her maw and kind of tries to clamp down onto to Emily's shoulder. Fails miserably. She just kind of catches nothing as Emily sort of moves out of the way. She is still an old lady after all. She's not moving particularly fast. Eridol.
Yeah, I don't have any offensive magic, but I do have a shovel now, apparently.
Do you have a shovel?
Should actually be pretty good.
Well, you'd have to recast you lately.
No, it just lasts a minute.
It's a minute.
I thought it got used once you,
Does it? No, it says the spell ends if you cast it again or if you let go of the weapon.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go.
Perfect. This now looks like something out of Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, he sees this miserable old bat try and reach for Emily, so Eridol, probably in a fairly uncharacteristic moment of bravery, but maybe he's also just got a rush now. He like takes a step forward and goes at with another swing.
Okay.
And that is a 19.
It's a hit.
I am on fire. I wish I was doing this well a few nights ago. That's only 1 damage.
A little bit less impressive. Okay.
Hey, a hit is a hit.
Emily.
And then he'll step away a little bit.
Can you tell me where you want him to step away to?
I think he's sort of fine where he is on the board.
Oh, okay. So then next is Emily.
This box. Alright. It's right in front of me, so I am going to move the cloak that hid Emily's right arm the whole time that you've known her and reveals the fact that her right arm is blue and completely covered in scales, with her nails coming up to a sharp point, and she reaches out and uses that dragon arm to touch the shoulder of the old crone and cast Shocking Grasp. Which is a 23.
Well, roll for damage.
That is 4 points of lightning damage.
You sort of get like the whole crone sort of shakes a bit, and even like a bits of like loose flesh that aren't fully attached kind of fly off.
Cool.
How many? That was 4 points?
Yes, 4 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
And now it can't take reactions until the start of its next turn. So me, a sorcerer, I'm going to take my 30 feet of movement and move to like the right of this new person that they have met.
Naya?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I end my turn.
Next up is Alia. For attack roll and ability rolls. Well, you could try it. Are you gonna jump up onto this little wagon thing? So now you're even height with the old throne.
Let me do this so I can see up over everyone's head. I think at least I have a clear line of thought.
Yeah, I mean, you can shoot through. Whoops. Naya's there. But Naya is like 3'1", right?
I think 3'2".
Or 3'2". Yeah, so Naya's quite short herself, so I think you definitely have a shot over her head.
Watch for the hair, thank you.
The bolt goes through her hair, kind of creates a little path. With disadvantage, right? That is an attack roll. Well, you still got 22 anyway, so you hit. My goodness, this old crone does not stand a chance. That's 6 points of damage as well?
6.
Oh my goodness, okay. And then we have Dimble.
No, she could have just come and offered us brownies and cookies. But no, she decided to puke on us.
I just want a small piece of flesh. Just one limb from each of you. Is that too much?
Cheering on the crowd.
No, that's too much. Yeah, that's too much.
Alright, Dimble is up next.
Alright, I take out my dual, like, medium swords. I go in for a slash.
Your position.
So you're gonna like charge forward, Dimple?
I charge forward.
I'm really like straining to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And so I guess roll with a hit.
Yeah. I got a 16.
My goodness.
This is making up for all the sucky rolls for the last 3 sessions we did.
I mean, this was supposed to be a tough encounter. You're like a wiper.
I like that the one time everybody brings their A game is just to beat up an old woman.
Okay, roll for damage then.
I got 11.
So what did you get?
I rolled 11.
Oh my gosh! Gee.
11 damage.
Alright. The old crone is not happy. You have like just straight up like severed a limb now, right? Like your sword just cut an entire arm off. And she sort of looks down on it and goes, "Oh, now I definitely need some of your flesh so that the beautiful master can rebuild me again." Naya.
Am I able to move my character?
You are?
Okay. Okay, cool.
And yeah, the old crone is still under the effect of the shocking grasp and therefore cannot react. There's definitely an opportunity to get in.
Yeah. Naya uses her short sword to attack the old crone. I'm not sure how do I roll it?
So under actions,
Yeah.
click and drag the +5 of your short sword on top of the old crone. Or, oh, is that a hit that misses? An attack that it is. So you did not hit. The old
Huge
crone.
fail.
And we now begin the next round, which kicked off with Eridol.
Oh hell yeah. Well, same as before. Spell list, not meant for hurting. So, another round with the shovel. That's a 17.
You just bashing the sky, the old lady.
So I think he goes for another swing. He says, "I think your face could use a bit of work."
Oh, and a vicious mockery. My goodness.
7 damage.
7 damage. My goodness. Poor old lady. Okay, Dimble.
Damn, she's got a lot of endurance for.
I mean, she is just like, she's kneeled down. She's like fetal position. You all just wail. This.
I accompany Eridol with more slashes.
Alright, can you roll?
Yeah.
Fear as you do a beat down on the old lady.
Yes. Oh no, I got a 4.
Okay, that does not hit.
That does not hit.
Does not hit. Okay. Naya?
Time to use short sword again. Let's see if it works.
Alright, take out another limb. It does work this time.
Nice. Got an 18.
Not damage. Did you?
If it's attack M, does that mean I missed again?
Sorry, what do you mean?
Like if it's attack and then parentheses M, does that mean I miss?
No, that medium like sized weapon, I believe.
Okay.
So now if you grab your 1d6 plus 3 and move the dice
Okay.
over just roll it into the chat box. There you go. You did 6 points of damage. Alright. The old crone sort of waves around to you, Naya, who just has like your short sword still like stuck in the crook of her neck. And she sort of says, "Well, it's not nice to give without taking. I said that the wrong way, but I'm committing to it." And she's going to swing her one remaining arm at you. And miss. This is the worst combat encounter ever. Alright, Dialia, it's time for beat up on the old lady again. So she's getting pretty crowded at this point. The barrels are not going to be taller than the wagon. I will say you can go in with like I'll go a -3, and you're still poisoned. Sure. Like, you have a -3, but I don't wanna. Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. -2 with disadvantage. I mean, it's already pretty bad. That's a hit. Wait. 10 with minus.
That's -2 with disadvantage.
So you dropped the 2, but you still got 14 because your dagger is a plus, or your crossbow, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So your crossbow is a +6, so mine's 2 because it's a +4, so you still hit. Eight points of damage. Oh my god. Oh, the old crone is just like drenched in red at this point. It's like, no, I need more flesh, not less.
I cannot believe she's still alive.
The feeling about this.
Look at her, she's disgusting.
All right, Mar, it's up to you.
Oh, I mean, it's not right. She's been beaten to a pulp. She looks like the brain matter that fell out of the scroll.
You actually can't tell anymore what is severed limb from the old crone and what is the piece from when you last dropped it. It's all kind of collected into a mush.
Just taking the mysterious brain matter.
So it's Mar's turn now.
Can I stab the thing? Like, is it worth even?
You'd have to move in closer.
I would love to. Can you little
Yeah.
move for?
Now,
Yeah.
something to keep in mind. Actually, no, never mind. Nope, you can just get your attack.
Okay, I will go now. I got a 19.
That's a hit.
Yay!
Still fighting.
It's well, fighting is a strong word.
She sure is there.
She's still moving. So how much damage have you?
I rolled a 2.
Okay. All right. Next up is Emily.
If I move over here, would I be able to get a clear shot on her, given the fact that I'm taller than everybody?
You are taller than everybody. How tall are you, Dimple, again? Okay. And you're
Yeah,
5
4
foot something. Yeah, I'll say you're fine.
Cool. The electricity kind of forms and coalesces together before turning red as I fire out a firebolt. Uh, 17.
That hits.
Is this a 9 or a 6? That's a 9. 9 points of fire damage.
Okay, so the firebolt hits the old crone, and she lets out a piercing wail as her flesh begins to melt off. Right, and it's just all pooling down into a clump of flesh at the bottom. But come on. But though her flesh falls off, her bones remain.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
And she still stands.
Alright, well, I used 10 feet of my movement. I'm going to use the 15 to move over here. So I'll be 25 feet of movement. Yeah.
Okay, and we start another round. This time we are going with Mark again.
Can I stab it again?
You can stab it again.
I would like to stab it again.
Okay, well, roll for
I'm gonna
stabbing
roll.
it again.
I rolled a 13.
That does not hit.
Dang it.
Are you going to stay where you are?
I would like to move back a few feet, please. I am suddenly feeling very threatened.
That will trigger a reaction.
Okay, that's not cash money. We'll do it anyway.
Okay. So as you do it, the now skeleton with one arm rolls for 20 and deals whoopsies. I think I might have accidentally rolled that on top of Nadia. Not you. But Mar, you take 8 points of damage. And you move. Where are you moving to? There?
Sure. Just away.
Away, as far as you can see.
Away.
Alright, next is Naya.
Am I still unconscious, or can I?
No,
attack?
you're good. That was
Okay.
a miss roll.
I would like to stab again.
You definitely have the the blade to do it.
I rolled a 13.
Why do you have disadvantage? Oh, because you're unconscious and prone. Let me fix that and you can. Alright, reroll.
13 still. Awesome.
It does not hit. Okay, Dimble.
Yes, I see the reaction happen of Mar getting attacked, so Dimble backs off out of pure survival instinct.
And what was your roll?
I rolled for 20.
Okay, that does hit. And the damage?
10.
Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Emily?
Rinse and repeat. I move over here, and then I shoot another firebolt.
Okay. Roll for
I do what and I do what I think works, which is fire, and that's a 15.
that hit.
That is 4 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And I move back.
Now skeleton is looking very worse for wear. A lot of charred, sort of battered bones. Turtle.
She's tenacious. I'll give her that.
Stay that as a big beatdown, but she's also gotten a second wind here.
Yeah, I mean, she's not happy about having all of her flesh burnt off.
Well, as I suspect no one would, but I guess it's shovel time. I might just adopt this as his new primary weapon, just because I think it's hysterical.
Hey man,
so
if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. That's a 13. Did 13s hit?
Nope, they do not.
All right. Well, he sort of stays where he is.
And now, because he's actually not in position to do a shove attack, I'm going off the assumption that he moved forward, swung, then moved back, right?
Yeah, that's been my assumptions.
Okay. Dialia? Okay.
Just even though I have disadvantage, but because they
Obscured by the other people?
no, skeletons in combat.
Ah,
If there's
I see. Okay. So then you just do a normal attack.
it,
So the disadvantage and the advantage cancel out.
no, I get the attack out. Just attack. Oh,
Yeah. You. So the fumble automatically rolls for damaging yourself. I'm going to.
no, I think this is it's a table.
Okay, well, what I'm going to say is, you charge up your swing, you swing it, and then as you let go, you sort of just hit the wall directly in front of you, and it bounces back, and then hits the wagon, like the wheels of the wagon, and this thing was already really rickety, and so it kind of crumbles, and you fall down. Meanwhile, the old crone turned skeleton sort of, like, gathers to the ground and, like, picks up its, like, loose, charred flesh, and in its grabbing, happens to grab the, clump of flesh and thorns that came from the scroll as well, and she sort of starts, like, running away. She goes, I'm sorry, master. I'm losing too much flesh. I'm losing too much of it. And she, kind of like books it away. And we have another round, starting with Eridol.
I mean, he's probably not going to give chase.
You have to get the sludge.
Oh,
The sludge.
ah, crap. Well, he doesn't have any. He doesn't have any range option. Okay, who around here's got range?
You have a shovel.
You can throw the shovel.
If I throw it, I lose Shillelagh.
And I don't know about you, but I know I wouldn't be able to throw a shovel 30 feet.
With Eridol's strength score of 9, I'm not counting on him throwing it either. So we're not going to do that. However, he has seen Dimble use the bow, and he is the closest to him. So he's going to cast Guidance on Dimble. And so you can add a D4 to it's just an ability check. So I guess that wouldn't count for an attack roll, would it?
It would not.
Crap.
It's only ability checks.
Yeah, it's only ability checks. So I guess that wouldn't actually do us anything. I guess Eridol will give chase. He's got 35 movement, so I guess technically in this turn, I could go from here to here, and that is just within range.
Wow. I didn't realize Eridol was so fast.
I don't know. He's got these little stubby legs. He just knows how to use them, I guess.
Charging at her with his shovel raised over his head.
Yeah, and I guess swing the shovel. Maybe 18.
Okay, that's a hit.
Oh, perfect. I hope it knocks her over. And that does 8 damage.
Oh, okay. I mean, her. Like,
Do I knock any of the bones out of the way?
I mean, you crumple her skull into itself.
Oh,
like,
beautiful.
Caves in, and she tries to scream, but like the upper part of her skull is now like where her mouth's supposed to be, so she's like blah, 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 blah. And she's like spittling it out of it. But she's still moving.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
I mean, not for much longer though. That's for sure. Emily.
I would like to move here. And then I would like to move here.
That is 30 feet.
Yep, that is 30 feet. And I like to cast Firebolt.
Okay.
17.
17 damage?
17 to hit.
Oh, okay. Alright, sorry, yeah. That hit. That
God,
hit.
I wish 17 damage at level 1. That's 4 points of fire damage.
Okay. Okay, so you you throw your last firebolt, and because she's holding all this like flammable flesh in her arms, she immediately just completely combusts and ignites, and sort of her animated bone sort of loses its magic, and she all crumbles into a pile, which is now still burning.
Oh, thank God.
Oh god.
I would take a damage. Just pawn around with a dagger to try to find this sludge.
Okay. Your as you kind of like dig through and fight to find the sludge, you see that the old crone's sort of like muscle tissues are still kind of like trying to move around and keep the it away from you. And I'm going to have you roll uh, strength.
How is this thing more disgusting than the pink thing?
Dead muscle and bones are still.
It's pure muscle. I'm kind of having to like
So is this strength research?
strength check. Yeah. That you fail. That you fail. You're kind of you kind of poke at it with your dagger. And kind of as you put your dagger in it, the muscle kind of like grips onto it, and it's stuck now. You can't quite get it out. Meanwhile, it's slowly like inching its way towards like a sewer grate. You see it trying to escape.
Wait, what is?
The dead mass of the old crone. Fleshy bits.
Okay. And just to confirm, it's not the mass that we've been carrying around, right? This
No,
is the old crow.
Yes, the mass that you've been carrying around is being dragged by the crone. It itself is not moving.
Eridol, grab the gross thing. I'm going to do a thing.
Okay.
The gross thing that we've been carrying around. I'm going to walk up, and once he picks up the thing that we've been carrying around, the sludge, I'm going to cast Shocking Grasp.
I pick it up with the shovel, just so there's no confusion.
Can you do a strength check to see if you can pull it away?
Yeah, I guess. I guess this still counts for Shillelagh, right?
Yeah, it's ability rolls as well, isn't it?
Kick ass.
No, the Shillelagh is as well.
That's a 16.
Okay, that does work.
Oh, perfect. I'm so glad this is back in my possession.
And then I'm going to reach down with my dragon arm and with my hand just like grasp what is left of the old crown, and then
as sort of Emily shocks the whole mass, it kind of like jitters in place as the electricity flies through it, and then it goes through the dagger, and yeah, I want you to take a D4 damage. And then all of the muscles kind of relax and flop down, and your dagger's let loose.
Sure.
concern is admirable.
And so you have finally killed the old crone.
That took a lot of work. Also, I have a lot of questions. I don't know about anybody else. I guess
so-
we could start, like, I mean, obviously she was some disgusting monster. That much I know. What's up with the dragon arm?
It is a part of me.
Yeah.
No.
I think we could
Is
all
there, like-
benefit from having a dragon
But we just kind of awkwardly, like, she's usually very, like, good at retorts, and in this moment, she's just like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? As she, like, puts, like, covers her right arm back with the cloth.
Listen, I know all about hiding horrible secrets. It's fine.
Horrible secrets are fine.
She just stares
I mean,
at
I'm not-
you,
I mean, I'm not-
specifically at your mask.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the severity of your predicament is.
I mean, I have scales growing up and down my body.
I guess I don't know if that benefits you. I don't know if you want that or not. I'm
It's-
going to guess no.
Sprocket, fine.
Dimble raises his hand and says a question. It's like, do you shed scales in that arm?
That's a gross question.
That has to know. 'Cause we don't know.
No, I do not shed scales. I'm going to move the cloth over my shoulder, and because she wears sleeveless shirt, you can see that the blue of her arm goes up and over her shoulder, and like it disappears into her clothes and stuff.
All right. Well, I guess we could. Okay, I guess we can maybe talk about that later. Could we also maybe address the whatever the hell it was we just fought? I beamed over the head with a shovel.
Huh, that was actually really funny, actually. Yes, she mentioned something about
Uh,
a death
Um,
doctor.
yeah, master of sorts, wanting all this flesh.
Also, another
Uh-huh.
thing we should talk about. I'm going
Yeah.
to look at the new person that was just fighting with us as
Oh
well.
yeah.
So you are clearly not part of whatever is going on here, considering that you fought alongside us.
Yeah, I don't really know what the old lady was doing, but
Perfect. My name is Emily. It is nice to see you.
Cool.
Or meet
I'm
you.
Naya.
Excellent. Try not to bring attention to what's going on in the map right now. Yeah, are we aware of this, considering I am looking that way?
Yes.
Precision.
Some you notice some more of these city people in varying degrees of livingness.
Well, it's nice to meet you, and you should probably start running this way.
I'm not so sure it looks too good your way either.
Eridol looks back, sees it, and immediately starts running.
Where is
Yeah.
Eridol running?
Oh wait, oh no, I just scrolled up.
Ah, perfect.
Yes, Eridol votes for that option.
Closest one, building on the right.
Okay. So you all collect into the building on the right. We're gonna exit the map now. That, although it does exist in narrative, it does not exist in the map. And so you all quickly run into the building, and sort of you can hear them kind of as they approach the door, and they go, "No, this isn't how the city's supposed to be. It's all wrong. We need to tear this wall down." Instead of opening the door, you can see like some sharp blade like pierces through the wall, and they're like starting to remove the actual wall itself.
Okay, this is bad.
The building you're in sort of like only has half of a floor, and it just kind of opens down to like this long, what might be like the side of an old building that's just crumpled over and created a ramp like deep into underground, where looking in you can see that like the city just sort of, there's like this whole underground network of like these pillars made out of buildings, kind of varying degrees of uprightness.
So, anyone else feel like taking chances down there?
It's better than up here.
Perfect. Eridol's the first to go down.
I'll follow, I guess.
I'm bleeding everywhere.
As you go deeper and deeper in, seemingly the only direction that is safe, the people that you see around are increasingly sicker and more dead, and the people go from possibly being people to being obviously zombies, and as you go deeper, just full on skeletons and ghosts. The buildings around become made less and less of wood and clay, and more bone and debris of just various kinds, old constructs, maybe like broken wagons and barrels and things along those lines. Uh, Fox is requesting a break. Is this a good time to just sort of like cliffhanger?
Well, I didn't realize you were. This is going to turn into. We're finished combat.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say there's like maybe like not too much longer to the session.
Yeah, if it's not too much longer, I can wait for break.
Okay. So I think we'll just keep going. I think like definitely no more than half an hour. Is that okay? I'm seeing head nods, thumbs up. All right. So you continue deeper into the bowels as the more people spot you. They start they say, "Is that flesh? Flesh. We must bring flesh to the master." And they all kind of start like crawling out. Some living people trapped inside of like buildings that have been built around them. They're still trying to grasp at you as you kind of run along these like rickety, um, suspended roads that can barely fit your width. And you kind of have to like fight with the grasping arms to get through. And you eventually make your way to what looks like a proper, stable construct made of stone, unaffected by these ambitious city builders. They seem to not want to touch this area. It looks temple-esque, we'd say, very kind of cubic in structure, but none of the surrounding makeshift city touches it at all. It's a little island, yeah. And from all opposite directions is a massive army of the undead. Uh, so, which direction you choose to go? We do not. I should not get any satisfying images. Apologies. Um, so you make your way in?
Yeah. The doorway or just a platform?
There's a large like double doors made of like stone. That's maybe 10 feet tall, whatever, and it's pulled open.
Okay, walk to the doors.
Um, are you gonna try and close the doors?
Is the rest of the gang coming along? I was going to actually see that I can open them and close the doors behind me and leave you out here. The army of undead.
Well, rest of the gang.
It's probably better in there than out here. I don't know. I'll go in, sure.
Yeah, maybe I should join.
Yeah, you can stay out here and think about it a little while longer.
No, he goes in.
Okay, are you just gonna keep running deeper, or are you gonna try and close the door?
We close the door. Attempt to close it.
Yeah, I would like to close the door, please.
This is a massive door that will take all of your effort, and so I'll have.
Which means just a slightly heavy door for
So I'll have Sarah roll a strength check with an extra d4 as sort of like the team roll.
13.
Okay. So I'm gonna say you manage to pull, like you start pushing the door closed, and you start making progress, like you're getting there, but the undead horde is getting too close, and you don't have time to fully seal it. They start adding pressure on the other side, and you have no choice but to fall in deeper. Uh, no, you make your way through what is clearly a set of catacombs. Tombs and coffins are strewn about and laid open and empty. And as you follow down the path, you come across more undead, though they are completely ignoring you. They all seem to be carrying with them different, varying corpses of wildlife, maybe some people. Some undead are actually carrying other undead, and they're all kind of shuffling to this sort of antechamber off to the side. The main hall of the catacombs sort of crumpled, closed.
slow down and actually, is there any other way out of this place, or is this it? It's part of the shambling mound.
I mean, I guess you could try and find a way through the crumpled hall. You can try and like move some boulders out of the way and try and squeeze through there. But in terms of undestroyed, no.
Well, what's happening to the car behind us?
They have kind of like joined the queue of undead type thing. They're kind of like the any of like the zombies or whatever. They're kind of like looking around themselves and like ripping off parts of their flesh into their hands and like getting in line. And the anyone that like doesn't have any flesh left, like the scouts are like going to the other zombies, like just like picking it up, while the other zombies trying to hold on to it, and they're kind of like together getting into the queue, with both taking each other as offerings.
I feel like there's no winning hands here.
As for certain doom, it is.
Okay.
We let the rat decide.
There you go. Put the rat down on the
Oh,
ground.
damn.
Whatever way it runs, you follow.
This is like it's like a weird twisted version of Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
So which way are you guys choosing to go?
I was thinking shuffling with the mob forward, and hopefully finding another way out.
So you're following the mob?
Yes, so. Everyone else think? No, anyone think there's a better idea?
This is so beyond my wheelhouse.
Following the mob it is. I'm gonna kind of stick to the wall and whatever shadows they can.
Okay. So I okay. So as you sort of walk down the hallway closer and closer, you start hearing a voice off in the distance, speaking very quickly, and in kind of a very harried and distressed manner. It sounds, I guess, on the younger side of things. And then you approach the antechamber and you look through, and I'm going to share this map. Ta-da! And you see at the center of the room, hello. You see there's a woman who is surrounded by this army of undead trying to hand her bits of flesh. And she's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop, stop. There's too much. I don't know what to do with this. Like, chill out. What is this? What is this thing? I don't know what's going on. What is happening?" And she's just panicked. All the undead are handing it. They're like, "Back away." And that's what you walk into.
This is really weird.
Do you say that out loud?
I mean, he just says it kind of quietly.
So what are the undead? They're just handing her the pieces of.
So she's standing atop a stone table with some type of body hidden underneath a cloth, and all of these undead are sort of approaching to her with, like, they're kind of all surrounding it with, like, let's say 10 feet distance between them and her. She's kind of like raised up a bit so you can see her over all of their heads, and they're all like, for the master, we brought you more flesh, we can build her anew. And this woman is trying to talk all of these undead down.
Any other way out?
There's back the way you came. I am going to roll a perception check for her. And she doesn't, she's way too distracted. So you have not been spotted in sort of where you are. There are kind of like a couple of undead, like, you've caused a sort of like a jam behind you as all of the undead like think you're part of the queue and don't want to cut you off.
Are there undead like to the side of the room and stuff?
No, they've only sort of gathered around her specifically. So there's like these two massive columns at the center, and sort of anything before those has sort of opened up, and then like around on their sides.
Well, I'm going to move over here so I'm not just blocking these undead that are trying to do their thing, and I'm just going to watch. Try and grasp what the hell is going on in here.
Yeah, that's kind of on my take as well. Is just observe for a minute. But yeah, what are we witnessing?
So as you watch for a bit, the woman kind of like pulls out this thick tube, and she's like searching through it like very hurriedly, and she's like, God, where is it? Where is it? Like, God, raise undead, where is unraise undead? I can't seem to, gosh darn it, just give me a second, back away, people, I barely have room, can I have some light? I'm like, you brought me all this flesh, I ran out of candles like months ago. Where can some of you get me some light? And like all of the undead are like, light for the master, we need more light, where is the light? And they all start, or some of them are like still trying to hand off flesh, but a good portion have like turned around and are heading back to go find light. And it's like, okay, now you listen. I say, don't bring me flesh. You bring me more flesh. I say, get me light, and now you're getting me light. My goodness, I don't know. How does this work?
I'm going to approach.
The woman sees you and says, for how many times do I have to, like, I don't, no, just leave me alone, okay? Give me a second, I don't need any more flesh.
I'm not here to give you flesh.
Oh my god, it worked. Thank you. She walks up to you and she like starts like shaking your hand. She's like, oh my goodness, you feel so warm and alive. She like touches your cheek and your skin, and she like kind of like pulls at your cheek. It's so.
I take a step back. Apologies.
You're even acting like a person. I mean, when did you come back to life? When she pulled out like a notebook, and she has like a little quill with her, and she's like, tell me exactly, what was the first thing you remember when you came back?
Well, first of all, I would like a name. Your name. What is your name?
Oh, I'm Mela. Oh my goodness, I've never had one of my spawns ask for my name. Oh my goodness,
Mela.
This is so much progress.
Alright, Mela.
Yes.
Calm, first of all.
I'm very calm. I'm calm. What about me is not calm?
You're not calm. Second of all, where are we?
Okay, so, look, I mean, oh, it's so nice to have someone to talk to about this stuff, okay? I screwed up. I'll admit it, I screwed up, okay? Alright, I just wanted to raise a couple of undead, get a little bit of practice in on my necromancy, alright? And it just, okay, so it turns out there was more than just one ancient ruins under this place, and it just, like, they just all came up. Alright? And they just have so much energy, and just care so much, and I don't know how to control them, and they just went out, and they started getting more, and they started bringing more people in, and then they started turning to undead, and now I'm like, half these people I don't even think I've turned into undead. They're like turning each other into undead or something? I don't even know, and now like I'm buried into this place, and I don't know where Master's gone. I think she's been dead for like a century. Now, she would know how to fix this, Right? She just had to like leave me, turn me into a lich, and then just leave me without any training. I don't know any of this. I'm like learning this stuff from scratch. I mean, I've got this massive like a tome. It's giving me. I can't even read this language. I don't even know how to speak this. Can you read this? She like throws the book into your face.
Can I read it?
What languages do you speak?
I speak Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Common.
You cannot speak it.
I cannot read this.
Oh God, what have I done? What have I done?
I will also say that I'm not part of your undead army that you accidentally raised because you wanted practice.
What? You're living? She like pokes you in the stomach.
Yes, I am living personal space, please.
Oh my goodness, you want personal space. You want personal space. Yes. She like steps back a whole bunch. Like, oh my goodness, someone that wants personal space. How do you work?
What do you mean how?
How do you work? How are you here? I haven't seen another living thing for what 6.5 centuries? Oh gosh. Oh, it's been that long.
Well, when was the last time you left this room, Miss Mela?
Oh my god, I think. Oh, jeez. Whew. Yeah, like a couple of days ago, actually. That's the funny thing. A couple of days ago, I had this new idea, on how to, on maybe a better way to control the undead. Right? There's this old tunnel, that had access to the surface. Right? And I thought if I could just open that up, I remembered Master teaching me about like these mushrooms that grow nearby, and I thought I could use that for a potion. So, I just opened the tunnel to the surface world, grabbed a few mushrooms, head my way back in, and then I forgot to close it.
You did indeed forget to close.
Oh no, what's happening outside?
Well, given that you haven't been outside for a couple of days, I will give you the rundown. Well, all of your undead army are now creating a metropolis outside. They have come up with many different names and many different stories about it. It has apparently come up overnight. It has taken over small villages.
They're very industrious, yes.
Yes.
It's a problem.
And they are also, from my understanding, trying to kill any travelers that come across to take their flesh.
Not the flesh thing again. I can't seem to solve that. Every time I raise them, they just want more flesh. They want more flesh. I'm like, I can't
That's probably because they are the undead, and that they are seeking a way to become not undead, even if it's in terms of appearance.
Wait a second here. Necromancy's not evil, okay? I'm getting some serious necromancy evil thing here.
Never implied that necromancy is evil. I'm just saying that your army attacked me.
Okay, that does sound kind of evil. Look, they have the best intention. Okay, they mean well. They're working hard to I know they can be annoying, a bit overbearing at times, but I mean they're trying their best. I'm trying my best.
And you're doing great. You're doing great.
I'm trying.
Yes, you're like a new mother who doesn't understand how to take care of their children just yet. But you'll learn. You mentioned that you had a master, and you have a book, and you are learning it.
Yeah. Well, here's master. She points at like the cloth that's over on top of a body. Jerk abandoned me 700 years ago. Right? Turned me into a lich. Didn't even turn herself into one. Said it wasn't worth the downsides. Thanks. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. Yes. So
You
how
want
do
to
I
like stay
say?
for supper? Oh,
That would be lovely, but there are more pressing matters
yeah. I don't
here,
actually think I have
Mela.
any food, anyways.
You, yes, I would kind of assume so. But you seem like a great person, and you seem like you mean well. And so
Maybe one of those things.
I would like your cooperation in not killing my party and the people that I am traveling with, and help us leave.
Uh, yeah. I guess that's the least I could do, right?
Yes,
Um,
and you should also tell your undead army to not just attack the people around
I
and
mean,
to
I've been
stop building because it is becoming a problem. Have you ever seen a hoarder's house?
I no. What's that? Is that like a new invention? Is that
Well, hoarding is when you steal or have a lot of things
like a
and
dragon?
yes, like a dragon, and
I've seen
you just
dragons.
take and you just keep and it piles up and you just forget about organization and the bunch, and that is more or less what is happening outside of that hole.
I mean, it's happening in here as well. There is a lot of flesh
Yes,
around here. I have no idea. I've been trying to get the like the zombie dogs to kind of like order them, but I mean,
the zombie dogs.
you think undead humans don't behave well? Oh my goodness, those things.
Well, yes.
Um,
um
but yeah, okay. I guess I'll let you go. Have let you do
well,
your
Miss Mela,
yeah.
I think for you to fully understand the scope of what is going on, you should also take a step outside and see, the sunlight, and not be in a stuffy room
I
studying
don't
for
know. I don't know.
days and
I've
days
been
on
out.
end trying
I
to, do all this.
I haven't been outside in so long. I get really like severe anxiety. I
That and that's okay. You
I
could
like the
just
undead.
take
You know, I
it
like to
step.
hang out here. The,
Yes, but it's also important to look at the product of what your undead has done.
that is a good point. Can you roll a persuasion?
Yes, sir, I can. 16.
Okay. Yeah, that. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. So I'll show you the tunnel, cause I'm pretty sure that they seem to like really revere anything I do, and so they don't seem to touch that. I guess
Yes, I would
maybe
assume it's because you are the one who gave life to them.
I could build like a little picket fence around the city, and I'll keep
Yes,
them in, and then I can sort of work on training them better. All right, I'll
yes,
do
that
that.
would be amazing, Miss
Okay.
Mela.
All right.
But
All
that's
right.
progress.
Cool. Yeah. I just have one quick question. All right, and
Yes,
I know you've probably had a really bad experience with undead recently. It sounds like I doubt you came here willingly. I understand. I'm a lich. I'm scary. There's a lot of undead around, and necromancy gets an unnecessary bad rep. Okay. Can I have a little bit of flesh? Not like. All right. Chill. Relax. Relax. Not like I could kill you. Just like maybe like a thumb's worth, right? A thumb's worth, just like off of something, just like a little bit of living flesh, really helps to, just so like I can study it, I can work with it. I have a way to preserve it so that it won't die, and it really helped me with my research.
Emily just has like 1,000 yard stare at her.
Is that a yes?
No, respectfully.
Yeah.
But this luncheon is
Uh, if what I'm hearing tells me anything, I'm not entirely sure she's going to have any answers for us at all.
willing to let us leave without giving her flesh.
I could really use some flash. It would like I know I don't want to be too pushy. I don't want to be too pushy, but like it'd make a huge
Mr.
difference.
Mela, you have mountains of flesh.
I know, but it's all dead. It's all from corpses. Right? It doesn't really help. It doesn't help me learn how to turn dead things from living things if all I have as a reference is dead things. Right?
Yeah, that's.
I'm a good guy. I'm trying to bring things back to life.
Okay.
That's good.
People
Everyone
who
loved
are
Master.
Miss Mela. People who are good guys do not call themselves good guys.
What? That can't be true. They're good.
That is
It's just
very
being
true.
self-aware. I'm very self-aware.
There is a limit of being self-aware where it turns back to being not self-aware.
Okay. All right. So like a pinky finger's worth, right? Just like a little dollop that you could fit in your hand. That's it. That's it.
Miss Mela,
How about one of your friends? Maybe they can volunteer. It doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be you. Just from one person.
Eridol really grips the shovel.
I mean, I'm a lich. That.
You have been alive for a very long time, correct? And I'm assuming that you're a very powerful and very knowledgeable person. Yes?
Yeah. That's fair. Well, I mean, not as knowledgeable as I would like. I've been annoyingly self-taught, given how a lot of my problems have been caused by a teacher.
Oh no, completely understandable. I am also self-taught.
That's really nice.
Yes.
Who didn't teach you?
My family.
Oh yeah, they suck.
Yes,
Family are
yes.
terrible.
Yes, families are terrible who leave their children elsewhere.
Yeah.
So
Turn them into liches.
we have a thing, and I don't know if we can necessarily keep it here, but we don't exactly know what it is, and if you promised, to do the things that we previously discussed about, then I could at least, as long as the rest of my friends agree with it and are comfortable with it, we could let you study it.
I'll see the thing first and make my decision after.
I kind of turn back to the rest. I mean, we have a very powerful and knowledgeable person right here. Why not make the most out of it? Might as well show her the thing.
I would say, yeah, sure. I just don't want to find out what happens if we lose it.
I mean, I did just say that she won't be keeping it.
Well, I mean, yeah, but she's psychotic.
Well, supervise.
In the room.
I think I would rather us maybe lose the mass than lose some of my flesh. So I go with giving it to her.
All right. Eridol will slowly walk it over, shovel extended with the pink thing on it.
Oh, sorry, I just rolled to see. I was gonna be like, this is a gimme. I'm just gonna tell you guys the information. But may as well roll, right? It's a lit, so it'll be success. So she fumbled. She fumbled. She fumbled, yeah. So, what is this?
I have no idea. I don't know even if it has a name. I don't know. It looks like a krang to me.
It looks like I'm sorry. Oh, what?
Never mind.
Oh, okay.
What does it look like to you?
It looks like. I mean, I'm seeing some flesh here. I'm seeing some thorns. It's very. I don't know, kind of reminiscent of maybe like the crown of thorns, I guess, type thing.
I wouldn't wear this if you paid me to.
Crown. No, I mean like the continent, right? Right from Luna and Obelisk. created the crown of thorns. It's a plant. Don't. I mean, come on. What do you guys learn 700 years in the future? This is basic stuff.
I'm from a village in the woods, all right? This is all new to me.
Like I told you, I never learned anything from other people.
Just to clarify, Eridol, the continent you come from is called the Crown of Thorns.
Oh. Alright, I rescind that previous statement. But maybe he hasn't looked at a map before, so...
Actually, it is fair enough that you might not know what the name for your continent is, just being from like a small village or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I don't really know what's going on here. It probably some form of divine nonsense, I guess. I mean, if you let me have it for a couple hundred years, I could probably get you a better answer.
I could probably give you a couple 100 seconds.
Okay. Maybe there's something in my book. Okay, she's looking through a book. Okay. She goes to touch it, and a, like, sudden, massive white light burst out from it and strikes her in the face, and she goes, I take her hands off. Her, like, face is, like, charred, and she goes, oh God, it's holy! It's holy!
This is
that hurts
the
so
least
much. She, like,
holy
goes down onto her knees, and she, like, starts crying a little bit. She's like, oh gosh! Oh, it's horrible! It's
This
horrible.
is the least holy thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I even predicted it was from Luna. Oh, it hurts so much. Mila, yeah.
Like a bunny.
Buddy?
A bunny.
A bunny?
Yeah.
Like a rabbit?
Yes.
You can give me a rabbit? Living?
Yes.
Yeah? Living? 100%?
You can help too much.
I mean,
Fix the city.
I mean, look, if you give me a bunny, I'll do whatever you want. I didn't even know bunnies still existed. I thought they went extinct. I mean, I get so many dead bunnies. I can only predict that there aren't any living ones anymore, right?
About this thing, other than it's holy. From Luna? What's Luna?
The god of Rot? Co-creator of the Crown of Thorns? Seriously? Really? This is like contemporary history. Well, 700 years ago.
Lots can change in 700 years. It's like
I mean,
a
it can't be that
little
much,
over
right?
a relevant lifetime.
Dialia wouldn't know that. No. Spoilers. Was it?
The basic knowledge document.
Oh, yeah. I guess, yeah. Alright, but still, Dialia wouldn't know about, like, the idols. Or she wouldn't really understand it, at least. But yeah, Luna and Obelisk create the Crown of Thorns together to imprison Adamus. This looks like the Crown of Thorns wrapped around something. So probably like a thing, right? A thing. The Crown of Thorns.
So your 700 years of wisdom is telling us that this is a thing.
Look, it's a holy thing, alright? I don't get much experience with those. Alright? I'm not liking the amount of backdoor I get. My undead never speak to me this way.
if this is what divinity looks like, I think I'm gonna have to rescind a few decisions.
I mean, what's wrong with it? I don't see anything wrong.
I think that's the part where we would cut to just this like squishy, writhing mass as it like the sound it makes when you pinch your cheeks and just flap them around. Like that's what I picture. It makes the sound.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. So where's this bunny? Where can I get this?
Can you also tell your undead army to not attack us or anybody else that they come across?
Hey, I can try. They haven't been really good at that one. All right, like I'm working my way up on the teaching them tricks sort of thing. Like you don't start by teaching a dog backflip, right? Right? You start with like sit, go.
I would think that's just keeping your hands off of other people would just be as simple as sit.
I mean, these undead can get very creative. They can do. They don't really need hands. But you know what? Look, I'll try my bit. Look, let me do what I'm the expert in, right? Attempting to control undead, and you do what you're the expert in, getting rabbits.
Sure.
All right, great. Let's go.
We will return.
And so she sort of guides you out of the hallway to where like the crumpled stone was, and she just goes, "Can someone like make this not be a thing?" And like 100 undead just come in and start like picking it up and moving all things out of the way. Like anyway, so the tunnel's just down this way. And as she sort of walks in front, the undead are like grabbing drapes and things and throwing it in front of her so her feet don't have to touch the ground. And she goes like, "Oh my god, they're gonna trip me up one of these days. It's so stressful." And she gets some undead to open a door that leads to the outside. And she goes, "Oh god, oof, it's bright. It's bright."
Yes, that is the sun.
And yeah, it just leads into a forest.
Snow rabbit.
I'll get right on that.
Can you give me a survival roll? Oh, where's Dimble? There you are. Under skills.
Oof, I got a 4.
Try again.
Actually, I'm pretty sure there's like there's a thing where like you just spend enough time and you get like a default roll. So I would say
second roll. Sorry, my second roll I got a 16.
I'll say Dimble heads out and he spends a night. He comes back sort of early the next day with a rabbit and still alive. Still alive. And she goes,
Still, make sure to not kill it.
alright, and she's sort of like, "Oh my goodness, it's beautiful, it's beautiful." She like grabs it into her arms. And she's like, "Oh my goodness, aren't you the most wonderful thing?" And like a couple of the undead that have still been lingering about, like sort of reach out towards it, and she's like, "No, no, no!" Holding it above her head. She's like, get away, get away.
You see what I mean by undead being touchy?
Thank you so much. Look, I'm working on it, okay? I'm working on it. Look, you got your
Yes.
outside, I got my get back. Oh my goodness. Alright, I got my rabbit. I'll see you guys later. It was a nice chat. I would like to talk to people more than once every 700 centuries, right? We're kind of like friends now.
Sure. Well,
Yeah.
a decade, so not too long.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Alright, well, see you around.
It was nice meeting
See
you.
you then.
Okay. And she sort of heads back in, and the undead close the tomb doors.
Okay, we're never going back down there, right?
I mean, besides the undead, I feel like she was pleasant.
Okay.
The town mayor to go talk to her once in a while.
Let's We
Did you
should.
forget to argue for getting Arlen and the rest of the Yatagarasu out?
Kind of
Well,
back-
I did tell her to help me and my friends and the people that I'm traveling with like how to get out and stuff.
So yeah, and you sort of hang out around on the border of the city. Um, eventually you come across. You can see her like off in the distance, just like tossing like a pebble every sort of like 5 feet or so. And as soon as she does, like all of the undead like either like start bowing to it or move away from it, and it kind of creates this like little perimeter around the constructing city. Um, and she comes across you guys still waiting there. She's like, "Oh yeah, there were more of you. Yeah. I think I know where like most of them are. You might not get all of them back. I'll be honest.
Is the one with the blonde hair and like an incredibly
Oh yeah,
coffee
he's
oil?
fine. He's really been
damn.
messing up my family, my undead.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, he does that.
what an asshole.
Yes, he is quite an asshole.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, just wait around and I'll get you and like get them all out in a couple years. Is that fine?
Could you get them all out in the next 24 hours?
Oh, I couldn't do that. I could do maybe like a 70. Yeah. Done. Done. All right. I'm on it. She goes back in and she starts commanding some undead. And then 24 hours later, you exchange about
a rabbit for an army.
about half or 3/4 of the Yatagarasu for a rabbit. Arlen's hair just completely disheveled, just drenched in blood, and you just like, all right, we're never coming back here ever again.
Oh, that's such a shame. The person in charge here is lovely compared to you.
He glares at Emily.
She just has, like the knife cat meme of like the person pointing a knife and the cat's just like a smug look on its face. That's Emily in this moment.
Feel free to stay. All right. Well, we're definitely going to be late to getting to the fort.
Better late than dead.
And yeah, exactly. And I know we're all very tired, but I do not want to set camp here. So we're gonna march through the night. And you are set off to greener pastures. And that is it for the wayfarers of the Tumbling Town. Ta-da! Any sort of last actions or things you want to do before calling it an end?
No, I don't know what Aerodol would even have to say at this moment.
Everyone's just silently walking as they kind of process what they've just gone through.
Yeah. Mara's just been bleeding, just on the ground.
Is Naya coming with us?
I mean that's up to Naya. As of the moment, like Arlen is just exhausted and tired and wants to get out of here. He hasn't even noticed her yet. So she's kind of just been absorbed into the group, and unless she chooses of her own volition to brave the wilderness once more.
Yeah. Am I allowed to join?
Yeah, you can. No one is stopping you.
I feel like I might make the requirements height-wise. So
There you go. You fit the initial criteria.
You must be tall.
You must be less tall.
yeah.
Then Emily. Emily has to be the
Must be
tallest
taller
member.
than Dialia to join.
And so comes an end to another lovely adventure for the Rat Pack. There you go. So I'm going to end the stream. Right?
So, yeah.
We'll say goodbye to all of our uh, hundreds and thousands of admirers. They don't know it yet. They don't know it yet, but they'll like watch the VOD later. They'll be like, wow.
Well, yeah, certainly for those that have watched and follow, feel free to follow us, subscribe, subscribe. What are the different things? What do you do in Twitch? We're kind of all over the place. And yeah, and join us. We're out every 2 weeks, partly to give us time to generate the animatics and the artwork and to get the project going. But we'll be back.
We'll always be back. Hopefully, the dead won't be back though. In future endeavors. Okay.
Hey man, I thought Mela was pleasant.
Yeah. You'll come visit.
I mean, maybe in a few decades.
There you go. All right. Well, goodbye to the outside world and the stream.